Weekend nights at Hongdae, a university district in central Seoul, are made up of a heady combo of dance, music and alcohol. The center of action is a street where groups of K-pop cover bands perform dance moves or sing to the latest hits, complete with their own mini legion of fans. In the restaurants parallel to it, young South Koreans dressed in the trendiest streetwear line the stomach before their big night out. It's a sight to behold. Sure, much has been written on K-pop and its world dominance, but reading it on a screen isn't the same as having it popping and grinding in sync in front of you. See also, male South Korean stars are neglecting the military duties. You would think that with your daily news feed bombarded with news of impending nuclear doom inching closer with every barb traded between Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un, that this would be a country preparing for war and building underground bunkers for shelter. But if Hongdae's streets are anything to go by, South Korean youth look more concerned about winning the next dance-off than a war with its rogue neighbor to its north. Make music, not war. Source: Lee Lian Kong. Life goes on as usual here, with K-pop as king of South Korea, not war. In a concert at Uri Peace Park, only 8 kilometers from the demilitarized zone that separates the two Koreas, the New York Times reported the shrieks for Girls' Generation, B2B, Cosmic Girls, Mamamoo and G-Friend far trumped the volume of cheers for nuclear disarmament, peace and the reunification of the two Koreas preceding it. That's not to say the North is completely wiped out from the South's psyche. And judging something by the decibel of cheers by fans is hardly the best form of measure. The country is technically at war, there are no two ways about that. Having one of the longest mandatory military service in the world, only behind Singapore and Israel, is pretty good evidence of that. So is the frequent presence of soldiers around Seoul and at seemingly harmless events around the country. See also, K-pop is giving Bollywood a run for its money in India, and the bulk of South Koreans still deem reunification is necessary, according to a 2017 survey by the Korean Institute for National Unification. But the same survey also found more South Koreans feeling indifferent towards unification. As many as 58.6% say it won't make a big difference to their lives whether unification happened or not. What seems to matter more are rice bowl issues, like rising inflation and youth unemployment, not the prospect of a hydrogen bomb estimated to be 17 times more powerful than the atomic bomb that hit Hiroshima in 1945. And K-pop concerts in Seoul, only 48 kilometers from the demilitarized zone and less than 200 kilometers from Pyongyang, show no signs of not selling out as soon as they go on sale either. Kim Jong-un reacts during a celebration for nuclear scientists and engineers who contributed to a hydrogen bomb test. Source: Kacna Reuters. Oazang, a guest house owner in Seoul, is unfazed by the escalating tension between U.S. President Donald Trump and Rocketman Kim. He believes the North will only go so far with its threats and no further. Far too much is at stake for its elite than to risk losing it all in an unnecessary war, he says. We don't worry about war, Oazang told Asian correspondent. Or, even if they do, these fears have been normalized, as Hae-Ryan Kang, Korea Expose's managing editor, wrote in The Guardian. The feeling is described as a complex sort of indifference today, shaped by everything that has happened since the two countries first separated almost 70 years ago. See also, South Korea seeks both talks and sanctions to rein in North to the older generation raised in Cold War ideology. It's a love-hate relationship towards the North, a sort of rebel brother threatening destruction on them, but still family nonetheless. For the young, their only ties to the North is through the grandparents' memories and from what they had learned in schools to support unification, part of the South's Sunshine foreign policy from the 80s to encourage interaction and economic assistance between the two states under President Kim Dae-jung. But I would argue there's something bigger than indifference going on with this whole K-pop obsession: freedom. Against the backdrop of your neighbors to the north facing severe restrictions, down to the last movement, being able to dance, sing and revel in public is nothing if not the exercise of life's greatest liberties. And in the face of impending apocalypse, can anyone argue a better way to prepare than this?